Hey everybody, it's Molly with All Ears, and I am here at Animal Kingdom today with an all new video. Today's challenge, have the best day ever. Now you could argue that any day in Disney World is the best day ever, and I would totally agree with you. But today, I'm gonna be doing all the highest ranked attractions, shows, and restaurants according to you. That's right, I went to the All Ears reviewing section and I made a list of the highest rated things here at Animal Kingdom. That should lead to the best day ever, right? We're gonna find out. I'm gonna share tips and tricks along the way, and I'm gonna talk about if these really are the best things in Animal Kingdom. Some things aren't on here that may surprise you. Some things that are on here may surprise you. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be wild. Had to. Are you excited? Let's get to it. The idea from this video actually came from you guys. I recently did a really fun video called The Worst Day in Disney World, where I did all the lowest ranked attractions and restaurants in all 4 parks, and surprising to no one, I still had an amazing day because I was in Disney World. And a lot of you commented, why don't you do the best day ever? And that's exactly what I'm doing, except for there's so much to do in all the 4 parks. There's so many best things in Disney World that we've decided to break it up into 4 different chapters, 1 for each park. So of course, this is Animal Kingdom's version. If you're wondering what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the ranking and the reviews, we have this great section on AllEars.net that will definitely link for you, where we invite you, our readers and our viewers, to review different things around Disney property. We ask for your actual experiences on attractions, at resorts, at restaurants. Give us your feedback, say what you liked, what you didn't like. That way other people, when they're booking their vacation, can go check those out and read some reviews from folks that have been there, done that, and that can help them plan their vacation. So that's what this list is all based on. I picked the top 6 attractions and the top 4 dining experiences from those reviews, and that's what I'm going to be checking out in the video today. I wanted to do this video all in order from worst of the best to best of the best, but you can probably guess where I'm going nice and early before the parks even officially open, and that is Flight of Passage, because I don't have a fast pass for it, and the line's only going to get longer from here, so here we go. Current wait time posted for Flight of Passage is 60 minutes, which actually isn't that long for park opening. Usually I see them immediately put it at like 90 minutes, so we're going to see how long it actually takes to get on Flight of Passage, which will hopefully help you plan if you want to ride Flight of Passage and you don't have a fast pass either. Here's the line. It's about less than 10 minutes till park open officially, but they will let guests in usually somewhere between a half an hour to an hour before the park actually opens for you to start getting in line at Flight of Passage, which is why this is happening. I am in line at 8:55. And the good thing is the line is moving, which means the attraction must be operating. And I'm going to see how long it really takes, if it really takes an hour, to get on this attraction. It's very important to note that they do have a little stand here open, and it says it has coffee and hot chocolate and muffins, chips, ice cream if you want ice cream for breakfast, but this is open while you're in the Flight of Passage queue. I acquired a coffee, which is very important because it's very cold outside. Legit, it's like in the 40s. That's actually cold. And now I'm going to go find the friends I made in line that are supposed to be saving my spot, because the line moved up a little bit while I was getting my coffee. This is why you come with more than one person, isn't it? So I know I said I wanted to do my list worst of the best to best of the best with all of the top 6 different things that you have ranked the best of Animal Kingdom, but I'm clearly here in the line for Flight of Passage because I wanted to get on this first things first. So you're probably thinking, well, Flight of Passage is probably the number 1 spot, but it's not. It's the number 5 spot, and I'm only doing 6 attractions today, so technically this is the second worst thing I'm doing today. It only has a rating of a 9.3, which is clearly really, really good, but the caliber of attraction here is so high, and the reviewers have put 4 things higher than Flight of Passage. So I've ridden it before. I love this attraction, and I'm going to see if I think a 9.3 is accurate after this ride. Spoiler alert, probably not. Probably deserves to be higher. I will never not be amazed when I come in and see the floating mountains. They're just jaw-droppingly incredible. Like, how did they do that? I know how they did it. I watched the Imagineering story, but I'm pretending I don't because it's just that incredible. And this is where they're going to measure your kids It is a 44-inch height requirement for this attraction, so if you don't want to waste the time that I already wasted being in the line and you're not sure if your kid is tall enough, I would suggest having some members of your family go to the back of the line and then maybe come talk to a cast member at the front of the attraction to make sure your child's tall enough so you don't waste 20-30 minutes waiting outside the attraction for them to then not be tall enough. I also would suggest, if you're not sure about the seats at Flight of Passage, they are a little bit more restrictive than most Disney attraction seats. There is a test seat right outside the attraction entrance. I would come do that first to make sure you don't wait in a long line to then find out you're not going to be comfortable in the seat. That would be a real bummer. I love that as you walk through this part of the queue, you'll see like cave drawings of banshees and wisps and the Na'vi people. They actually have in-queue restrooms now at Flight of Passage, which is pretty great considering you might have been in line for a long time or you might be in line for a lot longer. You kind of just lose your spot, or you can try and fight up to get with your family if the line's not moving too quickly. They said I could try and fight up to get with my family, but LOL, jokes on them, no one's here with me. It's been about 50 minutes and I am in the last room of the lab, the one with the giant banshee on the wall, before they sort you into groups for the attraction. So an hour was just about right for this time of day, which is pretty good considering this attraction will probably have a multi-hour wait when I come out of the ride.
Systems for the next group. All systems engaged.
You've all got them.
I was in the decontamination process, and then I got kicked out because they're having technical difficulties, my assumption is, with one of the theaters. So it doesn't seem like the attraction's down, but at least part of it's down. Oh, just hanging out in the decontamination room with all my friends.
Please make sure everybody can see the screen.
Forward,
these are probably the most attractive 3D goggles in Walt Disney World. So it ended up being like an hour and a half from the time I got in line to right now, which includes riding the attraction and dealing with that technical difficulty. If you don't want to have any idea how the attraction works, please plug your ears right now and I'll wave at you when you can listen again. But operationally, the way the attraction works is they have multiple theaters all running at the same time, and each one has different link chambers on different levels, so that way they can get lots of guests through it at a time. And I was in one of the link chambers for Group B. When you get sent to a link chamber, you're sent to A123, B123, C123, or D123, which means there's 4 different theaters. I was in a link chamber for B, and we got kicked out, and all the other people in B got kicked out, but none of the other chambers got kicked out, which leads me to believe that they had some kind of technical issue with Theater B, and the rest of them were fine. So it took a little bit, but the cast members were great. Some people were not being very nice to them, and that just irks me because they're working hard to make magic for you guys, and it's not their fault. So be nice to them. They'll get it all sorted, taken care of for you. But kind of ironic that on the best day ever, my theater has some technical difficulties. Okay, if you don't want to hear about that, come back now. Overall, Flight of Passage is an incredible attraction and should absolutely be included in the best day ever at Animal Kingdom. It's so technologically amazing. It's the second most technologically advanced attraction in Walt Disney World, behind the brand new Rise of the Resistance over at Hollywood Studios. It truly feels like you're flying on the back of a banshee. It's absolutely gorgeous. I adore this attraction. So to me, it should be much higher than a 9.3. For me personally, I'd probably give it like a 9.8 because I still prefer a physically moving attraction like a roller coaster over a simulator attraction, because I kind of get motion sick and I like actually just moving. But for most people, I do think it would be a strong 10, and I wouldn't even fight you on that. I think this attraction's amazing and should be definitely ranked higher than a 9.3. So, best day ever, off to a good start. Woo! It is blustery, but I have made it over to Asia, and I'm going to backtrack. I said that Flight of Passage was the number 5 attraction, so I'm going to backtrack to number 6, and it's right here in Asia, and it may surprise you. It's the Maharaja Jungle Trek. What? Tricked ya. The Maharaja Jungle Trek scored a score of 9 on our reviews, which is pretty dang high for an attraction that's just walking through some animal exhibits, but I'm hoping to see a tiger. And I want to point out that there were actually other animal trails that scored really high. The Discovery Island trails had a really high score, so the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, but those only had one person reviewing them, so that was like one person went on there, saw a gorilla and thought it was awesome and gave it a 10, which I totally agree with. Gorillas are awesome. But to make it more fair, everything that I'm talking about today had at least like 4 or 5 reviews. So it was a little more than just like a single opinion. A helpful tip when you come into the animal trails is to grab one of these guides, because it will show you all of the animals that you can look for throughout here, as well as a little map of where they should be. So that will help maximize your fun times here on the trails. And it looks like the first thing I should be looking for is a Komodo dragon, which sounds disgusting. Sorry, Komodo dragons. I'm sure you're very nice. Actually, no, you're not. Don't you like eat people's faces? Unfortunately, or fortunately for me, the Komodo dragon is not out right now because it's cold. So he's inside in a temperature-controlled environment. But they do have this model of a Komodo dragon skull right here, which is pretty neat. I don't see any monkeys in here. Maybe they're hiding because it's cold.
All right, guys, come.
I may have picked a bad day to come try and do the trails because it's chilly out here, so the animals are smartly hiding inside probably. This trail just got worth it because the tiger's out! Ah! I'm so excited. Oh, here he comes. Oh my gosh, he's so beautiful. Whoa. Hello, gorgeous. I love you so much. He is so awesome. I love him. Oh, that's so funny. Ah, he's right there. Okay, that was awesome. I got to see the tiger, who's often, when it's hot outside, the animals are too hot, so they'll go find some shade or go into the air-conditioned areas that they're allowed access in, so you might not see them. I've only ever seen the tiger that well like twice, so because it's cold, I didn't get to see a Komodo dragon. Whatever. Sorry if you love Komodo dragons. No offense to you or the Komodo dragons, but I just would much rather see a tiger up close and personal. That was really, really cool. I found another tiger. Can see her in the back there. The cast member explained that tigers are solitary creatures, so they don't keep them together, but this is actually the daughter of the other tiger we saw earlier. Isn't she a pretty girl? Finished up my trek at Maharaja, and I do like the animal trails here. I think they're fun. I especially think they're a really good way to entertain yourself in between the big attractions. It's a good thing for kiddos because they can kind of run a little bit. I loved that I got to see the tiger, but I didn't get to see anything else. Nothing else was really out because it's too cold today, and the same could be true if it's really hot. You might not be able to see very much. So do I think it's a 9? Probably not. I mean, seeing the tiger like that was really, really awesome, but I just think when you compare it to actual attractions, I think a 9's a little high. I'd probably personally give the animal trails somewhere around an 8, 7.5 maybe, because while I think they're awesome and I do recommend you do them, they're very hit or miss because it all depends on the animals. But I enjoyed that I got to do that today and see the tiger, so not mad about that one bit. I am sticking around in Asia for the number 4 attraction. That's right, it's Expedition Everest, which I'm shocked that this only has a 9.36, slightly higher than Flight of Passage, but still incredibly offensive to me because this is my personal favorite thrill ride in all of Walt Disney World. So I think that's a little low, but I'm gonna try and remain unbiased and head onto the attraction. I'm gonna hope the single rider line is open, and I'm gonna go check out that Yeti on the mountain. Expedition Everest has a 44-inch height requirement, so keep that in mind when you're booking your fast passes. This, in my opinion, is a great use of a Tier 2 fast pass here at Animal Kingdom, because as you can tell, it's very popular. It does have a 70-minute wait right now, but it had some technical difficulties earlier in the day, which is probably part of the issue. So I'm excited. I think the single rider's open. We're going to check it out. This is still the fast pass line for Everest, It starts all the way back here. This is very unusual because normally the Fast Pass line is much faster, but as I was saying, it had a technical difficulty earlier in the day, so it was closed for a few hours. And when that happens and you have a Fast Pass, Disney gives you a Fast Pass automatically onto your My Disney experience that is good for other attractions in the park at any time of the day, as well as the attraction that you had for any time of day until the park closes. So a lot of these people in the Fast Pass line probably had Expedition Everest earlier in the day and weren't able to use it, but now that it's open, they're coming back to the Fast Pass line. I am going to go to Single Rider, which is open, but I'm noticing, never seen this before, they actually posted a wait time at Single Rider of 30 minutes. Normally it's like 5, but because of the backup, etc., it's longer at Single Rider as well. For those who don't know, Single Rider is a great service that they offer at several attractions: Expedition Everest, Rock and Roller Coaster, Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, Test Track, and what it does is basically guarantees that your party's gonna split up, because what you're doing is you're just filling in with odd numbered parties. So while your group will probably be split up, you'll likely get on the attraction much, much faster than if you were to wait in the regular standby line. And since I'm here by myself, it makes more sense for me to go in Single Rider. I've been in the Single Rider queue for like 10 minutes and I'm almost to the front. There's only like 4 people in front of me, so 30 was definitely overestimated. I'm sure it was closer to that when the ride first came back up, but for now, Single Rider's still a very, very, very good idea at this attraction. The weather today makes it feel like I really am in the Himalayas. Where'd the track go? Uh-oh. Shocked that Expedition Everest has a 9.36. To me, that's really low, and it's a perfect 10 in my book. But to be a little bit less biased, I did go look at the reviews, and some of the cons that people said were it can be rough, it could be scary for little kids. If you don't like roller coasters, it's probably not for you, which that all makes sense. If you're not a thrill ride person, absolutely I would not recommend Expedition Everest. But if you are a thrill ride person, this should definitely be on your list. And one of the things that makes it so amazing to me is the attention to detail throughout the queue and the attraction and the surrounding area. Yeah, I think that this is amazing an attraction. It's a 10 for me, at least like a 9.8, I guess, because the Yeti doesn't work anymore. But still, this is a perfect attraction in my book. So I definitely think it should be on the list. And I am glad it made the list today, because it's definitely part of your best day ever at Animal Kingdom. For the record, I'm basically at NEMO, and the Fast Pass line starts right there. So my recommendation is, if an attraction goes down and then it comes back up and you have one of those like bonus Fast Passes, try to wait a little bit to use it, because right now everybody that had one from earlier today is using it. So if you can wait for like several hours to redeem it, it will probably be back to normal. So that's my suggestion. Don't wait in a 30-minute Fast Pass line. Go do something else and then come back within like a couple hours of the attraction reopening, and it will probably be better. The next thing on my list, this is the most shocking to me. Not necessarily that it's on the list, but where it is on the list. The number 3 ranked thing at Animal Kingdom is Finding Nemo the musical. It's not my favorite show. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'll go see it right now. I do enjoy sitting down, and hopefully it's warm in there. And I do think the production value is incredible in this show. But I'm going to go see it, and then I'll talk about it afterwards. But just keep in mind that this outranked Expedition Everest and Flight of Passage. Currently on the All Ears review section, Finding Nemo the musical has a score of a 9.43 in our review section. So I'm going to check it out. I'm going to go with the flow and see what I think.
never seen before. So
Here's my thing with Finding Nemo the musical. While I do think the production is incredible as far as like production value, the costumes are awesome, the puppets are awesome, the cast is always amazing, and they wrote their own music for the show. So all of that is incredible and incredibly high quality. However, I think 40 minutes almost is too long for a show to expect your kids to sit there and enjoy it and be quiet and not be restless, especially considering because it's all original music for the show, they're not going to know the music and therefore not going to be able to like sing and dance along like they can at other stage shows around property. I also think it's a little bit confusing if you don't know Finding Nemo like incredibly well. They tried to cram too much of the plot into that 40 minutes, and so it's just kind of, if you've only seen Finding Nemo like once, you may not know what's going on at all parts of it. So for me, a 9.43 feels high, especially when you consider the fact that Expedition Everest and Flight of Passage, two of the best attractions in Walt Disney World, scored lower than that. So for me, personally, Finding Nemo the musical would not be included on my best day ever at Animal Kingdom. Please don't yell at me in the comments, or you can if you want. If Finding Nemo is your favorite thing, then it would definitely be part of your best day ever. Done a lot of very exciting and fun things so far, so I'm headed to the first restaurant on our list to grab myself a little snack, one that you guys specifically called out as one of your favorite snacks, so I'm excited to get it. The first restaurant on my list is right behind me. It's Flame Tree Barbecue, which is definitely a long-loved quick service location in Animal Kingdom. It's one of the highest rated quick service locations in Walt Disney World on the AllEars site, and I have to agree. They've got some really awesome dishes. Of course, it's barbecue, Flame Tree Barbecue. So they've got like roasted half chickens, they've got pulled pork, they've got ribs, they've got a really good salad, they've got a lot. I know salad, you're like, why are you telling us that? But it's got the chicken on it and the cornbread croutons, and it's delicious. But it has an 8.64 rating, and a lot of you called out one item in particular, which I just mobile ordered, and that is a side item, and it's French fries with pulled pork and cheese, which sounds right up my alley. So I'm gonna grab my mobile order and we're gonna check them out. One of the best things about Flame Tree Barbecue is all of the seating. It's got a ton of seating in this very gorgeous, almost hidden tropical oasis. But beware these birds. They will absolutely steal your food, so don't ever leave it alone or they will take it. But this is a gorgeous little area to come back and relax. There is some that is covered, so when it's hot, that'll help a little bit. But look at the view. What a lovely view while you enjoy your lunch. That's just lovely. At each of the little covered sections, they'll have utensils and condiments. They've got a couple of dipping sauces you can pump, ketchup barbecue sauce, and the one I'm gonna try out, a sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. Here are my barbecue pulled pork and cheese fries. These look so delicious. I'm very excited. Great recommendation, it seems like, from the reviews. This one. You gotta look out for him. And all his friends. And they may just be a distraction, because there's more over here. That's the one I'm worried about. This guy. They're crafty, these birds, so you better watch out. All right, ready to dig into these? I got some fry, good chunk of pork, and some cheese. Yeah, those are so tasty. I'm gonna try this sweet and spicy barbecue sauce now. That's really good barbecue sauce. And the fries themselves are really good because they're skinnier than a lot of fries you get here, which are my preferred fry size. But yeah, I mean, if you like barbecue and you like this plastic-like cheese sauce, you're gonna love these. And the best part is, this can be a snack credit. That's right, these are over $7 and can absolutely be used as a snack credit on the Disney dining plan. And look how big this thing is. This could definitely be shared amongst a few people as a really good snack, or if you've got like a bigger dinner lined up or had a big lunch, you could definitely have these as a meal substitute, if I'm being honest. And I wouldn't judge you. In fact, I'd encourage it. So Flame Tree Barbecue, definitely high quality quick service location, and definitely deserves to be amongst the best things you can eat at Animal Kingdom. can't stop with this sweet and spicy sauce. These fries aren't the only thing you could share here at Flame Tree Barbecue. A lot of their meals are very, very large portions, especially if you get some of those pricier ones like the meat combos or the half rack of ribs. And there's nothing against sharing quick service meals, especially if you're on the dining plan. So consider maybe splitting one meal and getting these as a snack or something like that, and you can stretch your dining plan a little bit further. So truly, I have nothing negative to say about this place. I'm really into it, except for the birds. The next restaurant on my list is Tiffin's, the signature restaurant here at Animal Kingdom, and it scored an 8.75. I'm surprised and also not surprised that Tiffin's is on my list. I'm kind of surprised because it's not incredibly popular. That's because it does have a little bit more of an exotic menu. It's got some unique flavors. It does a lot of African spices and Indian spices, and it encompasses some unique flavor profiles that some folks just aren't into. They're maybe not, they don't have as adventurous of a palate, and when they read that it's African or Asian or Indian food, they get a little nervous about it. But the reason I'm not surprised it's on the list, because if you do go into Tiffin's, you are probably going to have an incredible meal, and you're definitely going to have amazing service. I've been in there a couple times, and I've always had a wonderful experience. It's truly beautiful in this restaurant. It's like a museum. It's absolutely gorgeous. The one con I think when it comes to Tiffin's, unless of course you think the con is that you won't like anything there because this isn't kind of your forte when it comes to eating, the one con I think is that it is definitely an experience. It's a signature restaurant, so it's going to be a long meal. So it's probably going to be at least an hour, and it's going to be a higher quality and a higher cost. So if you're not in the mood for that in the middle of your theme park day, if you just want to go like bounce back and forth between the attractions and you're not looking to sit down and have a signature cost and length meal, then I could see where maybe Tiffin's isn't your choice. But if you are somebody who's a little bit more of a foodie, you like trying new things, and you want to have a really good dining experience, Tiffin's is phenomenal. Maybe your pickiest eaters won't find something there, but I do think especially if you come to Disney World a lot and you haven't given Tiffin's a try, why not? Maybe do the lunch. They do a lunch 3-course preset menu, so that's a good spot to try as well. So, hey, I like Tiffin's. I'm here for the 8.75. I think that's about right, based on my personal experiences there. Like when I ate a whole fish. Cheers. Tastes like fried fish. I just noticed something that's making this my best day ever, and that's that the African sunset portrait is back. They had this here, and then they had a different one during the Christmas season, which was really cute. It had the puppets painted on there, which I did love those puppets, but this is my favorite of the Disney walls, and I'm so glad it's back. So make sure you get a selfie with this. It's on your way to Pandora. Into the village of Harambe now for the number 2 attraction. You can probably guess what it is. Kilimanjaro Safaris has a score of a 9.45 on the All Ears reviews, which I definitely would agree with it being in at least the number 2 seed, and it's definitely one of my best do things here at Animal Kingdom, so I'm totally on board with that. But I actually think you may want to rank it higher than 9.45, but we'll see how my safari goes today, and we'll talk about that then. So Kilimanjaro Safaris is the flagship attraction here at Animal Kingdom. It is the essence of Animal Kingdom. It's a 22-minute safari ride through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, and you could see elephants and rhinos and lions and giraffes and zebras, and it's awesome. I have a fast pass, but it only has a 15-minute wait, which is pretty shocking because this is a very popular attraction. Maybe the cold scared everyone away, but who I'm hoping it didn't scare away is the animals. In fact, I'm hoping that much like the tiger, some of the animals that we don't normally see because it's hot will be out frolicking about. I absolutely recommend using a fast pass on Kilimanjaro Safaris. It's probably the best pick of your tier 2 fast passes here at Animal Kingdom because it's incredibly popular. It's a family attraction, so it's one everybody can enjoy. I also recommend, if you're able, to go on it first thing in the morning if you're not like me waiting over in line at Flight of Passage, because when it is warmer, the animals are more active when it's cooler, like I said. So first thing in the morning when it's a little bit cooler is a really good time to go on the safari. finished my safari. I give that safari a 10. It turned out being cold did help out on the safari as well. I got to see lots of animals really close. The okapi was out, who I love. The rhinos got really close. Some of the gazelles and different antelopes were out and grazing. The African dogs were out running around. Even the cheetah was up walking. And I got to see the lions, which to me is the mark of a really good safari. And you don't get to see them that much because when it's hot, they are hiding in the back in the cooled area, so you may just see like a paw or like the top of its head resting. So for me, that safari, I would give that a 10, honestly. Where else besides, traveling to actual Africa are you gonna see all those animals? And if you are lucky enough to come to Animal Kingdom more than once or go on the safari more than once, it's gonna be in a different attraction every single time. And I do think re-rideability should factor in a little bit to the decision, so in the ranking, because it's going to be different every time. Even if I went right now, again, it would be different. So I personally love Safari, and I'm glad it ranked as high as it did, but I think it could be even higher. Headed now on this usually pretty quiet path in between Africa and Pandora to go grab something to eat at the next highest, the number 2 spot for the food and beverage category. Satuli Canteen got a 9.19, which I absolutely think this should be one of the highest rated places to eat in Animal Kingdom. This is one of my favorite quick services in all of Walt Disney World. I think the quality of food is excellent. I like the uniqueness of the food, and it's a lot of fun. So I did do mobile order because you should always do mobile order. It's definitely the easiest way to get your food, so make sure you're doing that. And I mobile ordered one of my favorite things that also a lot of people called out in the reviews as one of their favorite things, and it's on the kids menu. So we're gonna go grab it right now. This is my kids meal. So this is their cheeseburger steam pod, and it looks just like a little bun, but there's actually ground beef and cheese and things in there that make it taste like a Big Mac. It's amazing. And then with kids meals, you get to pick 2 sides. So I did their handmade veggie chips and some grapes, and then you get a drink. So I went with a little bottle of water. And I eat kids meals all the time in Disney because I think it's a perfect serving, especially because I want to eat more than one thing. It comes with that little bottle of water that's perfect for my purse. And I often save the fruit. Sometimes it's carrots, sometimes it's apples, sometimes it's little mandarin cuties. And I save that for a snack for later. So literally, look, it's got cheese and pickles. And it tastes like a Big Mac. It's amazing. You can get an adult portion of these. They're not on the menu. You just have to ask. But for me, the kids portion is perfect for a little afternoon snack or a light lunch. Other things they're known for here are the create your own bowls. So you'll pick your base, whether you want rice or potatoes or salad, and then you pick a protein to go on top of it and a sauce. Really, really good. I love the customizable option. It's a little bit lighter, a little healthier, and it's definitely something different. So I absolutely agree with this being the top choice as far as quick service places go, because our last food and beverage location on our list is not a quick service location. Amazing. I'd actually rank it higher than a 9.19 when comparing it to other quick services. I'd give it like a 9.5 at least. After that delicious snack at the Satuli Canteen in Pandora, I'm headed to my final attraction. I'm very excited about it. Think long and hard. Where am I going? You've got 5 minutes for me to walk there, which is actually like 10 seconds in internet time. So think about it. Where could I possibly be going? Hint, it has a perfect 10. That's probably not a hint. That's just letting you know what the score is. If you guessed Festival of the Lion King, you are absolutely correct. That is the highest ranked attraction at Animal Kingdom on the AllEars.net reviews with a score of a perfect 10, which I can only fault that it's not higher, which I know is impossible, but this show is amazing. I know I talk about how Expedition Everest is my favorite thrill ride at Walt Disney World, but this is my favorite show at Walt Disney World and my favorite thing at Animal Kingdom, and should absolutely be on your list for your Animal Kingdom best day ever. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm so glad I get to go do this. To be honest, I would have done this anyway just because I'm here, but I'm really glad I get to do it on the list as the number 1 spot. Festival of the Lion King is incredibly popular, so I definitely recommend using that Fast Pass Plus for this one. Here you go. Thank you. Unlike other shows, it will fill to capacity almost every time I've seen it. So if you do stand by, you're probably going to want to get in line at least half an hour early, but you could go ahead and just get that Fast Pass and guarantee your seat. Festival of the Lion King. It is so good. In fact, this couple stopped me and asked me if I cried because they know I cry in all of my videos at Festival of the Lion King. Answer, yes. Of course I did. It's just so amazing. So I absolutely agree with Festival of the Lion King getting a 10 and putting it at the top of your best day ever list at Animal Kingdom. Oh. The thing that is so great about Festival of the Lion King, and one, obviously it's not just me that thinks it's amazing if it has a perfect score on the All Ears review section, but what I love about it is it's one of the shows that truly everyone in your family will enjoy. You don't have to have seen The Lion King recently to understand it. It's just all about the amazing music, and it's just so much fun. So your little ones will be entertained, the teenagers will be entertained, grandparents will be entertained. It's truly such an amazing show. So I 1,000,000% think you should do it when you come to Animal Kingdom. In fact, I could come here, just watch that, and it would be the best day ever. So, headed into my final spot of the day. Could you guess what it was? If you guessed the Nomad Lounge, congratulations, you are correct. I am so happy that the Nomad Lounge is the highest ranked food and beverage location in Animal Kingdom with a 9.33. I've been to the Nomad Lounge in a couple different videos. It's one of my favorite spots to just sit back, relax, and enjoy your friends and family and enjoy being at the Animal Kingdom. We're gonna go check it out right now, but you all in the reviews said the same things I do, that it's relaxing, that it's a great atmosphere, that it doesn't feel like you're in a theme park, and that they've got some amazing, unique specialty cocktails as well as a couple appetizers. So we're gonna go check it out right now, and what a great way to end our best day ever. I know the fact that it's like in the 40s isn't that cold to some of you. If you're like in Boston or Canada or something, this is probably like shorts weather in January. But for me, someone who lives in Florida, this is basically living in Antarctica. As I suspected, it's a lot busier inside. One of my favorite details inside the Nomad Lounge is on the inside, around the ceiling, there's all these different questions, and they're supposed to spark conversation between your party and fellow travelers. And it's really fun if you want to put your phones away for a second. I know, Rich, coming from a blogger, but just kind of chat with your friends and neighbors, ask them some travel-related questions, talk about your adventures, talk about your dream bucket list trip. It could be really fun. Looking at the small plates at the Nomad Lounge, they've got a couple really fun options that could be either shared as a snack or you could do a light lunch or something. I've had the beef sliders and the Impossible sliders on the channel before. I've also had the Tiffin's bread service, which is a really good shareable. Comes with a couple different styles of bread and some dips, and you can like do a mix and match situation. So that's the food. I love this menu because it's supposed to be like a travel journal. And if you actually read it, it's basically by the Imagineers from their travels around the world when they were creating this place. So you'll actually see pictures and sketches and drawings. And it's really fun. And you could literally just sit here and read this like a book if you wanted to. So I think this is great. They also have divided it up into the different regions. So based on where the drink is from, what flavor profile and ingredients, they've got it divvied up. I, per the recommendation of my server, am getting the Tempting Tigress. She said it was very popular and kind of like their version of an old-fashioned, which I love, but it's a little bit spicier. Not spicy as in hot, but spicy because it has the allspice in it. So I'm excited to try that. But I do love this. Definitely a good place to come try some unique beverages. They also have beers imported from all over the world, wines imported from all over the world. They have a couple domestics as well, so if you don't want to get too adventurous, but it's really, really fun. Here is my Tempting Tigress, and I have to say I'm very tempted by it, so I'm very excited to give this one a whirl. It's got bourbon in it, which is one of my personal favorite cocktail bases of choice. That made sense, right? I really like old-fashioned, so I was sold on the fact that this is like a jungle old-fashioned. Cheers. Oh, that is nice. I can definitely taste the allspice, like on the back end. Definitely get hit with a little bit of that spice. So it's definitely different, but it does remind me of an old-fashioned. It's definitely old-fashioned adjacent. Wow, that's really good. Wow, Nomad Lounge, you're amazing. I will definitely add this to my list of go-to cocktails here, along with that incredible hand-crafted sangria that they use South African rosé wine in. That is fabulous. Yeah, so if you are looking for somewhere when you're in Animal Kingdom to kick back, relax in a beautiful setting, have a cocktail, have a small plate, and just chill out for a little bit, Nomad Lounge, you can't do better than this. It's, like I've said, one of my favorite spots in all of Disney World, so it definitely, for me, is the #1 food and drink location here at Animal Kingdom, and I'm glad the reviews said the same thing. Well, that is a wrap on my best day ever here at Animal Kingdom. Is there anything I didn't do that surprised you? For example, for me, it shocked me that Dinosaur didn't make the cut. That's one of my favorite attractions here, but it only got an 8.4, which is 0.6 lower than the Maharaja Jungle Trek, which was my #6 attraction today. Or maybe something surprised you that I did do. For me, really shocking that Finding Nemo the musical ranked as high as it did. Make sure you go leave reviews so that we have as many as possible so that people know what they should and shouldn't do when they get to Disney World. If you remember from the worst day ever video, I had to ride the Tiki Room, which really offended me because I think that's an iconic historic attraction, and so did so many of you that it's up over 2 points in the reviews because you guys went and left honest reviews about the Tiki Room. So make sure you go leave your reviews on AllEars.net. Stay tuned. We're going to do this at the 3 other parks as well. Make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net, and until next time, y'all, I'm Molly, and it's been magical. I think I'll finish this and then go see Festival of the Lion King again. Cheers, guys. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.